Hey friends, the Circle of Hope pastors, here we are. And we're in this forum answering questions that were asked. And one specifically that we think we need answered. We've tried to think about this question and are prepared to offer a small response. So I hope it's helpful to you, stimulating, engaging, and whether you're part of Circle of Hope, whether you lead us, or even interested in joining us, I hope that there's at least a little tidbit here to help you. So this week's question is, what do I do with a problem person in my cell? And we actually got asked this question during a meeting about Circle of Hope, because our cells, these circles of 10 that meet throughout the region, are safe enough to get a wide variety of people in them, and with a wide variety comes opportunity for conflict and discomfort. We want to talk about this. Paul even addresses this when he writes to the Corinthians, and he says that we are to treat less honorable people with special honor. So let's talk about it. Rachel led us last night in being a non-anxious presence at her monthly training. So will you get us started, please?
Sure. I think what I do is I pay attention, because everybody's valuable and they're bringing their stuff. They're bringing what they have in the moment, and we don't need to dive into every problem, but because Jesus is Lord, we don't have to be afraid of our problems too. It's usually worse if we avoid them. So none of us are all that put together yet, but we're getting there. What do you do, Ben?
Well, I'm a really judgmental person. I'm a super J on that Myers-Briggs John. So I would want to check my judgment, because if a person is a problem, and that's what I'm identifying them as, I'm going to have to check my judgment, I hope. That's certainly what I hope I could do in the moment with Jesus' help, because that'll probably just take me down a rabbit hole, and I'll do stuff that's brash, because, that's kind of how I am. So I would want to, say, wait a second, how are they a problem? Maybe I'm the problem by being so judgmental.
This is really good. You're being cautious. You're being careful. Rachel's saying we're not all put together. Ben's curbing his judgment. Really, we're becoming better people as this is going on. But what do we do with actual? No, seriously, what do we do with actual problem people? Joshua, you've been leading cells for what? 10 years about? Tell us what you've done in that time.
About 10. Sometimes,
So what is it really? How long?
like you said, you go through those stages, and if you discern, like, all right, the person has an agenda that is different than the basic vision of the cell that's articulated by the covenant that the group makes with itself, then you have to have a direct confrontation. You have to have a confrontation with love, and even just say how you see it. Here's the problem. What do you think? Can you help me out? Let's solve this problem together.
And when do you do that? Do you do that in the meeting? Do you do that outside of the meeting? How do you work out the logistics of it?
I'd certainly prefer to do it outside, one-on-one, as opposed to blowing people up in a group and deal with more defensiveness. But sometimes it's somebody in the middle of the meeting who just has to be told, like, all right, well, what you're talking about is not. We're trying to do this thing with Jesus as part of Circle of Hope, and what you're saying is not that. So we're not going to follow you right now.
And don't you think that when you do that, when you begin to address the person, help them get incorporated into the group, you're actually doing a better job including them, because everybody thinks that what they're doing is bizarre. And so you're, in fact, making it safer even for them.
Likely. I mean, I've seen that. I've seen it work like that, where the person, you love them for who they actually are, and they can get the care they need rather than having people freeze them out indirectly because they don't fit in as easily.
So is the cell really safe for everyone? We have this big grandiose idea about this, but there are certain people that probably aren't ready to be in a cell. If they come drunk, if they come wanting to sleep with people, if they come with a malicious motive, what do we do then? In conclusion, here, this is a free for all.
Well, I don't think it's exactly grandiose. I think that it's how we work out the gospel. We say the medium is the message. So the idea that a person could come to us in a certain way and then be transformed, that's my goal. So I'm going to be super generous about everyone coming in. Certainly there are behaviors that get limited essentially at the door. You can't come to my meeting high. That's just like an easy one. But I'm going to work with you, and I'm going to have that confrontation, and I'm going to expect that God might change you through this process with me and the group. Like, that's the whole point.
Indeed.
Well, this is pretty good. We didn't get to everything, of course, but the dialogue can continue beyond this video. There's a lot of ways we can do that. So share this video, like it if you want, subscribe to our channel, make a comment, and also let us know what you think. Give us some feedback. And if you have a question that you'd like answered, let us know. We'll try to answer it. And if you want more stuff like this, check out our blogs, our cells, our Sunday meetings. All of this is at our website, circleofhope.net. Until next time, peace out.